We are continuing our discussion on color. We have looked at warm colors, reds, oranges, and yellows. Then we worked on cool colors, mostly blue, green, a little bit of purple in there. We're going to continue that, but now we're going to look at how warm and cool colors interact. And one way to do that is with a landscape. So we're going to work into this color experimenting, also learning how to draw landscapes. One of the things that happens with color, warms and cools, is that warm colors tend to come forward and look like they're in the foreground. And cooler colors, as in the mountains and the distant trees here, tend to recede. That is, they look like they're in the background. The other thing that makes things appear to sit in the background is indistinct edges and softer, lighter colors. So I have some colored cups that I thought we could start with: a red, a yellow, an orange, a blue, and a green. And I arranged them in a sort of landscape. And just so you know, historically, painters have taken unusual mixtures and called them landscapes. So there is the traditional landscape, which I just showed, with the mountains and the trees and so forth. And then pretty much whatever you want to call a landscape, you can call a landscape. So this is a sort of contemporary still life landscape. And you see I'm sort of simulating colored trees in the foreground and the cool colors, the mountains in the background. Now if you hear my timer, that means my laundry is done. So you can just ignore that. So if I just do a representative drawing of those, it looks pretty much like the cups are all close together. These don't look very far away, and in fact they're not. And that's fine. That's an appropriate drawing to do. But if I were to make the cooler colors and the objects that are in the background lighter and with more indistinct edges, it makes them look like they're kind of off in the distance. And then if I do a drawing based on that, it's kind of an interesting effect. And even if I'm not trying to simulate cups or mountains way in the background, it's an interesting mixture of soft edges and hard edges. So we will be doing the images of the cups, and just check my notes here, make sure I haven't forgotten anything. This very soft effect back here I got by just starting, whoops, no, there goes my purple. Just starting very softly and making strokes. I wasn't real careful with that, which way I went. I think I did some circular motions, maybe some scrumbling motions every which way, so that I could keep these edges very soft. In other words, if I draw a line, outline it, then I get a hard edge. But if I just do strokes that are very soft, and I went very light at first, I can always go back in and make it darker if I want to. And we will have a step-by-step of how to do this, but basically I laid in these soft images, then I did the cups in the foreground, giving them very hard edges, and pressing very hard and overlaying lots of color. Then I went back into here and just did a little more definition because this would represent the midground. So in the foreground you see very sharp, bright colors. In the midground you see sort of edges, but not as sharp as these. And then in the way background, the edges are very soft. So we will do a step-by-step of how to achieve that effect.